Good morning, we are hearing you loud and clear, and your screen is up.
Right, thank you. So good morning, and allow me this opportunity once again to welcome our distinguished audience made up of the Commissioners of Police from the Caribbean region representing the Association of Caribbean Commissioners of Police and its Secretariat, as well as our other key stakeholders, partners, vendors, and other special invited guests. As I present today virtual, I hope justice is done to the content. The question about the use of technology and its importance to mankind has become even more evident now. With the restrictions that the pandemic has imposed on us and the way we must do business, it has become even more evident for the use of technology and its ability to aid these settings, with law enforcement not being excluded. Most of the presenters yesterday and today alluded to the fact that technology and all of its facets has now become a critical component for law enforcement, and it is something that we cannot do without. Most noticeably is the fact that technology in the past has not had a game-changing impact on policing in terms of dramatically altering the philosophies and strategies used for preventing crime, responding to crime, or improving public safety in our region. The lack of full understanding of the benefits and its science is what has retarded or hampered its use. Also, with the added strain of costs dealing with the learning curve and the retraining of officers, these factors all became the negative catalyst towards that change. However, this drawback is now changing, and with the advent of the coronavirus, or alternatively known as COVID-19, has created that missing agent of change, a potency so badly needed to accelerate our police forces towards the use of technology applications and innovative devices, with the driving force being the desire to be able to still operate and be responsive under these extreme conditions. Technology has now found its place and has become an invaluable necessity not realized before. Having presented several times over the years to the ACCP, you will always remember that I was a strong advocate of technology and its interconnectivity with the efficiency of policing. The reality is we cannot do without it, and it should be part of our planning and budgeting as we navigate through these difficult times. Not only for COVID-19, but in a general sense for law enforcement, as crime and criminality is evolving, and we must keep ahead of the curve if we are to succeed in controlling and preventing its various manifestations. With technology and its use being one of the many pillars for a successful win over crime and the impact of COVID, and generally good policing and brand building being how you are perceived by the public. With this in mind, I hope I have laid the foundation for my presentation, and I would like to add that this is now our 35th annual general meeting and conference, which is virtual for the first time, a remarkable achievement and one that I must applaud the executive and the secretariat of ACCP, as it provides a continued forum for exchanges of best practices and the meeting of minds. This now signals our resilience at times of adversity to forge ahead with the business of the day. The theme today, my topic, is the role of technology for the way forward during and beyond COVID-19. My focus is going to be a simple one. I'm simply going to present in a manner where I refer to technologies that are already in existence that can be repurposed in the aid of law enforcement in its new role and responses to the COVID-19 and how it has impacted on their operations, and to maintain a level of efficiency and productivity as resources are put to the test. So presenting the best use of new and existing technologies as we transition through this COVID period, which I will hope to give to the law enforcement fraternity the necessary inherent advantages that can be readily derived as we are faced with all of these new demanding conditions and the new roles required of us and attributed to the COVID-19 pandemic, and what the post-era will bring as its new requirement and adjustments. I refer to it as the OPP, Operations, Policy and Procedures. I have also kept funding and resource limitations as an invisible consideration when I selected the technologies that I am referring to as we get more into the presentation. I will also identify the single most important aspect of technology and its impact, which is the infrastructure to support communication and all of its derivatives. My difficulty in the presentation was the fact that not all the regional forces are at the same level or in sync with what technologies are available and or in use. So I have made a select of a few very important ones to bring to the forefront so as to keep within the time frame given for the presentation. I will also take the time to mention the major pitfalls in an identifiable manner so that all the stakeholders can take away in when developing their plans and strategies as we go forward. I should mention at this time that I am available to discuss individually how we can repurpose a technology that you may have that I have not spoken of in the presentation, especially if it was not addressed or I did not make it, or it did not make it in the question and answer session at the end. So let's get into the topic about technology. When we speak about technology, we must think about how it imposes on communication and how it improves communication, which afford things like coordination of tasks, information dissemination that must be timely, the contingency planning and robustness needed in the systems that form the back office, the links between resources, infrastructure, and the public, to mention a few. How it improves on efficiency. It saves time and effort. It reduces the demand of your limited resources. And a typical example would be use of bots for processing standard responses in a hotline or on a web chat for information that the general public may require from the police force. This is typically handled very efficiently with the bots in dealing with mundane requests for clarification. The ever so important cybersecurity and its defensive systems for the network. As we make technology and the communication links more accessible, the risk increases exponentially. Your data protection and the critical infrastructure needs to be continuously protected, as well as access to accurate data timely. This does not exclude the standard role that your police force will play in its fight against cyber crimes and criminality. The use of improved hardware or equipment, for more or better use of time and productivity with error-free results and increased efficiencies. So let's talk about the body cam with an audit trail mechanism that provides a front row seat to the events as they unfold. Identifying contacts the officers would have made and allowing for review of good or bad practices, becoming a tool for learning and training. The drone for intelligence gathering applications to an observation platform covering wider areas, allowing for routine patrols, which removes the presence of officers and allows for deployment only when needed to high-risk areas, not just crime, but COVID-19 hot zones. Much more could be said about the application of drones, but for another theme. The use of I got some disturbance there. The use of GPS tracking for offender monitoring to be repurposed to COVID-19 monitoring for quarantined individuals. Technology access to internet gives you access to unlimited supply of knowledge through research. You have the world at your disposal, but I will remind you to be careful about the source and its integrity.
Yeah, but actually, we're not perfect parents. Try to not be our parents and not the same.
I guess somebody has their mic on.
I'm requesting that each person mute their mic if they're not speaking, giving us some feedback. Thank you very much. Dr. Aboud, you have 2 minutes to complete.
Okay. Technology facilities, increase officer engagements, not just internal but external as well, by allowing work to continue regardless of location. So it would not only be from work at home, but from anywhere, utilizing mobile phones, websites, VPN portals. All of the above infrastructure exists already, and it's just about getting your ICT staff to configure to the advantage for all stakeholders. Adding or using existing assets and or devices to your workforce to deal with the pandemic will be things like facial recognition, redirect for identifying criminal movements without direct on-site patrols, which can be done remotely, or via mobile car patrols, adding video analytics to infrastructure already in place to achieve this outcome. You can effectively be in many places at the same time with limited resources and achieve greater results. Convert of your access control system to touchless access control portals, which will aid in reducing surface contact for officers and visitors. The use of ultraviolet light with a rating grade of C only for sterilization of workspaces, a much more effective solution than using disinfectant agents that can be hazardous or corrosive to the area and handles large areas and equipment faster and is more reliable and cost effective. Data entry portals for the public where they can communicate by voice or in written record, and we have the use of technology of speech to text to allow for the reporting to be documented. This will also reduce any movement of people who may be carriers of the virus. Equipment that have biological protective properties that prevents the surfaces from allowing the virus to survive and may not require any cleaning effort Many products exist to include duty gear and furniture placements. Mobile interface with VPN and encryption for secure remote communication using our cell phone or portable computer devices. Electronic temperature and attendance counting devices with portals that control the numbers of persons that are congregating and provides alerts so that you could have a more effective management system. Mass monitoring for gatherings in a specific place using network and cell phone and tower, which is non-intrusive. It is not about who, but rather how much. We can trigger a focused response, and this is using the location-based service infrastructure which already exists within your networks. The use of GIS and its benefits that you may already have employed in your ComStat infrastructure. So tracking of COVID cases and the mapping of their density for prediction and planning, tracking of most affected inclusive of workforce for predictability, and also for planning for best use of your human capital and reducing the risk of your manpower. Mapping these businesses that need to be regulated and including them in your planning model for resource distribution and enforcement, inclusive of patrolling for compliance matched with GPS in vehicles. Engaging the patrols for irregularity of presence and duration, ensuring compliance, a management tool for measuring performance of the patrols or body-worn camera officers who may also have GPS capability. Mapping of crime scenes as a correlation with COVID data for extrapolation and being predictive. Using CCTV systems to do more with less resources, situational awareness, which is what it will give, without the presence of foot or mobile patrols. The ability to do online training, community policing, information dissemination, or correction of misinformation, which in this day and age with social media being a very critical factor. Using the human trafficking infrastructure and social media applications to prevent COVID spread and enforcement. The integration and use of automation and artificial intelligence as a key cornerstone in the advancement of technology, and they form the foundation as we journey into the future with significant capital costs, but the benefits outweigh the spend in areas of productivity, efficiency, brand awareness, reputation, competitive advantage over the criminal enterprise, reliability. These are all added plus benefits of the technology. It removes Okay, the major pitfalls would be retraining the use of available technologies and repurposing network infrastructure, privacy issues, limited resources, additional responsibility on first responders to sanitize in areas that distracts from their core function. In conclusion, the research data establishes that law enforcement agencies align most closely with community policing, intelligent-led policing, or hotspot policing philosophies implemented and use more technology, in contrast against agencies that emphasize professional policing, problem-oriented policing, or zero-tolerance policing implemented and use less technology. And in either case, technology is the way to the future, and its destiny is unavoidable. Finally, I will close by saying that the factors which are intrinsic to the technology itself will influence success and adoption. What is proven works. I now open the floor for questions.
you very much, Mr. Abu, for your presentation. Are there any questions from the floor? We will meet Amalgamated Securities in the cyber room as one of our business associates. So any further questions will come to you in the cyber room. Thank you very much for your presentation and for your partnership with ACCP.